Ой, по-моему, я же пробовал в нее играть. Не помню, вообще понравилось, мне не понравилось. Посмотрим. Посмотрим. discoelysiums. Где у нас захват? discoelysium. Так, настройки, полный экран, эффекты, сглаживание динамической тени. Громкость давай сразу. Тише не стало. Режим озвучки, полный язык русский. А она еще и полностью озвучена на русском. Я думал только текст. Она еще и полностью озвучена? Или это наебка какая-то? Интеграция с Twitch. Используя стример мог создавать опросы, которые позволят зрителям влиять на ход игры, голосовать за варианты ответов в диалогах, выбирать временные бонусы и негативные последствия для основных характеристик героя. Кроме того, зритель получит возможность в любое время просматривать страницы персонажа и журнал. Интересно. Но отключать я это, конечно, не буду. Сколько? 144 у мои нативные. Просто не знаю, включать ограничение на 60. Будет оно как-то тормаживать из-за этого. Непонятно. Хотя чему там подтормаживать? Ну, посмотрим, ладно. Сейчас как пойдет. Шрифт для дислексиков. А мне интересно, как это выглядит. Обращающийся на людей, страдающих дислексией, недоступен на китайском. Ну, то есть китайские дислексики будут страдать, я понял. Мыслитель, медиум, спортсмен. Создать своего персонажа. Интеллектом. Все способности только вы умны. Физиология, ваша которая насколько вы сильны. То есть всего 4 характеристики. Угу. А какие тут передайте? 5124, 1542, 1254. Интеллект, физическая моторика. Энциклопедия +1. Здесь внутренняя империя. А, погоди, энциклопедия это интеллект. Это у нас психика, внутренняя империя. Координация это у нас моторика. Пусть будет мыслитель, ладно.
There is nothing. Only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it. No larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore. Ever. Never, ever. Never, ever, ever, baby.
Просто не существовать
An
дальше.
inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it. You got it, sweet brother. Nothing upon nothing upon nothing. Coming right up, sir. Smooth passage. Do you really? You wouldn't like it if I told you what was back there. Why'd you think you had to bludgeon yourself into oblivion? Or did you not sense yourself marinating? Poured so much on yourself. Got a bit carried away, did we, chef?
Мне плевать, я идиот.
Somewhere in the sore, bloated man meat around you. A sensation. Like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is firing up again. The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, an ungodly headache. A fiery streak penetrates your skull, trying to force your eyes open. It's a sound, a clarion call.
Somehow, you know what it is. A caprice to name a motor carriage.
Надо потихо делать определенно. Тут персонаж в игре должен страдать, а не я. Полное погружение. Ща, надо потише сделать, это невозможно. Это слишком громко. Хотя давай даже так. Не, наверное, тихо будет. Ладно, похуй, пусть будет пока так. Совершенно пуста. Кто пошел с ТП? Правая рука, левая рука. Была пленка, но кто-то ее уничтожил. А, пустая катушка, я понял. Я думаю, можно прослушать. Так, штанцы надень, пожалуйста.
You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants. It says, whirling in rags, on the aluminium keyring. There is a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched on it. It should open the door. The whirling in rags is a hostel cafeteria on the urban coast, frequented by dock workers.
Спасибо. Так удобно, когда у тебя в голове энциклопедия.
hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the faucet off. Hot water sprays from the base and steam covers the mirror. You cannot see yourself, just the outline of a man. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor, as you slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror. Behold.
Красавец. Просто. Смотри, Аполлон.
You have no idea who this thing is, do you?
Если ты говоришь, что имею, конечно, там суперзвезда какая-то. Да, думаю, суперзвезда. Лицо запойного алкоголика.
Too late. You clearly have rigor mortis on your face. Oh wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why?
Я не корчу, она сама корчится.
Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself. Oh my god. You can't stop.
Он же
It's
тебе
like
так и
it's not
сказал.
even voluntary anymore. You have worn that grin into your face and now it won't come off. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey?
Ну давай попробуем угадать, что это за эмоция. Суперзвездная, господи, не знаю, неописуемая, по-моему, это гримаса с зазывным намеком. Боюсь, она для дам. Вот это вот зазывала для дам. Это не прокатит. Я думаю, что это сочувствие, по-моему, в некотором роде успешно, если зритель склонен чувствовать высший тираж, если в этом обаяние. Это гримаса боли.
You are correct.
Так. 0 очков опыта, спасибо. Энциклопедия. Опасно нырнуть в пучины разума в поисках источника гримасы, попытаться остановить процесс формирования гримас невозможно. Опасно. Пока оставить зеркало в покое. Я думаю, стоит оставить зеркало в покое. Пусть гримаса пока посуществует еще какое-то время.
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in.
Визуальный анализ. Просто. Оценить урон. Оцениваем урон.
What do you mean? Assess the damage. How would you do that? What are you even trying to do?
Я не знаю, но у меня это не получилось.
The morning light hurts your eyes. It's hazy, but you see the ocean and some war-torn buildings.
Что еще? О, погоди, галстук.
This fan has two chain pull switches.
Эквилибристика. Схватить галстук.
In a light bulb.
Ну да, просто вот
Truly
потянуть
horrific
руку, это
insight
целая
somehow
эквилибристика.
attached itself to one of the blades.
Я рискнул.
You swoop up and catch the
Нормально.
snap. It's released from the blade. What you have in your hand is a truly hideous necktie with 4 or 5 different patterns. The knot reminds you of a noose.
Потянуть за вентилятор, потянуть за лампочку. Уйти.
A terrible mistake. Turn the lights off immediately. You can practically feel the photons burning a hole in your brain. The lights are off. The blades come squeaking to a halt.
О, башмак. Туфля левая, это важно. Я извиняюсь. А правую мою туфлю кто украл? Я же в одной туфле? Да, я в одной туфле. Я не вижу второй туфли. Понятно. Тут странно, вроде бы в АСД можно управлять, но при этом можно просто тыкать, и он сам туда пойдет. Ключи, ключ от номера 1. Причем обувь. Но только левая. Внушение -1, эквилибристика -1. А, из-за того, что штаны клеш. А внушение белая атласная сорочка. И почему белая атласная сорочка мне внушение -1 делает? То есть концептуализация +1 она делает. Кошмарный галстук. Внутренняя империя. Стильный диско-блейзер. Полицейская волна. Электрохимия. Штаны клеш. Очень неочевидные какие-то. Ну пойдем выйдем. Может там башмак второй найду. Открыто март 51-го года. Окей.
Hello, officer.
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips. Her eyes are brown and her face is speckled with birthmarks. She can't be more than 28. A silver jumpsuit falls off her like scale armor, sparkling. This is the sparkle of too many nights out on the city.
No. Because you're a police officer, sir.
Да, вы уверены? Да гоните!
I am, yes. Unless you've been feeding us a set of very well-rehearsed lies all this time. You've been here for 3 days. On official police business, no less.
Я как допросы веду.
Couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
Ну да, это очень важное дело. Это полицейское расследование.
You have no doubt about the drinking, but do you strike yourself as a tight-lipped drunk? She must have heard something.
Кому в этом грешном мире хватило бы идиотизма допустить меня до охраны правопорядка? Низкие шансы 3%. Продемонстрировать гримасу. Пусть знает, что ты ее хочешь. Физически.
She nods.
Но мне же не отшибла способность подмечать, когда кто-то не договаривает.
There's a mercenary out back. He's been hanged. The body has been there for a week now. The locals probably got tired of it and called the cops. I didn't mean to overwhelm you with information. You seem a bit lost, officer.
Ну, это она права.
Could it be because of the drinking?
Или такой, может, потому что ты мудак? Да.
She hasn't had time to put her makeup on. This is her morning cigarette. She looks tired, her beauty waning faster than it ought to at her age.
Of course. Be careful, officer. They don't like the police around here.
Something stirs in you as she's about to go. Call it an instinct, a need. The need to ask questions. It's like you said the words a million times before.
И немного потрясывает.
She looks back at you, a light glinting off her eyes.
Yes. You're in a hostel, sir.
Где мы в масштабе мира?
We are in Revachol.
Revachol is the disgraced former capital of the world, divided into zones of control under foreign occupation. Half a century after a failed world revolution, she is central to our moment in time.
Ревашоль forever. Это не то, что ты должен сейчас говорить.
Yeah. The dock workers are pretty cocky. They think they're police enough. At least here on the coast. I can't say about the rest of the city. It's 51.
Какой век? Это просто насколько надо, чтобы тебе отшибло вообще всю память, чтобы даже не помнить вообще, в каком ты веке сейчас находишься.
The current century? Centuries don't have numbers. They have names. And this is the current one.
Нет, я определенно уверен, что у веков есть циферное обозначение.
Civilization has existed for 8,000 years, sir. You're right. There is nothing funny about civilization. There was the usual ruckus, loud disco music. I couldn't say. It's impossible to hear people speaking from over here. Oh, yes. Various artists. Ostentatious orchestration prime among them.
Oh, that. Yeah. Whoa. The less said about OO, the better.
OO were huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course. Like 7. Life gets hard, but we go on.
То есть она как бы напела на английском, а тут еще дополнительно они решили перевести, что она напела.
It would appear so. At around 2 o'clock, the disco stopped and there was a change of pace. A slow, sad song started playing, like organ music on repeat. That went on for quite a while. Some of the time, you were yelling along to it.
Я пел вот это.
Yes, there was a church in there. A really small church. Like the smallest.
Мне нравится опять 0 очков опыта. Спасибо.
It was about that. And also that it doesn't matter anymore and that we're alone now. It was difficult to tell. The song itself was very quiet and soft, but you sounded like a winded boar, sir. It was hard to understand what you were singing on top of it.
Раненый, ну, по-крутому раненый, как дикий зверь.
Then you started screaming and trashed the place. No, it didn't sound like there was a fight. It sounded like someone was trashing their room. A window was smashed. The tape player, probably. The song stopped. And furniture, too. A real destructathon. There was screaming. Then I think you passed out.
Пожалуйста, скажите, что я больше ничего не
There
делал.
was. I think you screamed that you didn't want to be this type of animal anymore. I may have misheard, but it was sort of memorable. I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then, around 4 or 5. And that was it. Glad to have been of assistance.
Она не особо довольна была помочь. Прямо скажем. Давай это. Закури, бычок. Похоже, она оставила пепельницу. Отличная курка. Еще дымится. Камерой можно как-то... Просто камерой вокруг покрутить. Не перемещаться самому, а просто камеру покрутить. Но, видимо, нельзя. Ладно, как скажете. Пойду по своим делам, полицейским. Вообще, ну-ка, из исторической газеты Тромп Le Monde. А, второй башмак-то я свой не нашел. Колонка подключена к радиоприемнику, музыка то и дело.
You should totally sing karaoke here. The first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast oceanic soul.
Моя душа, да, необъятна. Моя душа скромна, обычно к размеру душа. Моя душа ничтожна. Точный кубометр моей души не ясен из-за похмелья.
Of course, at this point, precise measurements of your soul can only be performed from the outside. It needs to be heard.
Мне нравятся эти внутренние диалоги.
Through a PA system. By other people. You should sing the sad small church song from that tape you found. Thought it was obvious. No, don't sing the happy song. It's stupid. Sing the sad song. It's profound. You would need another copy of the tape first, though. The one upstairs is destroyed.
У меня что, это мое задание первое появилось? О, первое задание. Спеть по караоке. Ну, спеть под караоке это, конечно, великая задача. И я ее обязательно выполню. Без сады на пузырек поднимается на поверхность. Тут не доносит их еще электрической скорости. Это работает. Единственное слово на доске — понедельник. Вот мы уже и день недели знаем. Было написано женским почерком, сегодня писал мужчина. Я бы не смог это определить.
Hello, sweetie.
Лена, жена криптозоолога. Мы не помним, в каком мы веке находимся, но просто подойдя к этой женщине, мы знаем, что она Лена и жена криптозоолога. Как это, блядь, работает? Она же еще даже не представилась. Откуда информация, что это Лена, жена криптозоолога, а?
You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuffed seabird. As you approach, he gives you a sideways glance, then looks down again.
Чичел на суде, мужчина под 30, когда вы подходите, он косится, потом снова пускает
Everything
глаза.
is cool between you and this guy. He's a big fan. Make some small talk.
Все у вас клево с этим парнем. Ой. Ти-ри-ти-ти-ри-ти-ти-ти. Ой. Смотри на чучело птицы.
A competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. One of its wings broken. The man is trying to mend it. Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used to mount it, most likely on a wall. This is the Great Skua. The seabird is the symbol for the discovery of the Insulindian Isola, the part of the world you are in right now. The small steel tag says as much. The Great Skua. Stegoarius Skua.
Look, your buddy is over there. Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
Я коп, с кем хочу, с тем разговариваю.
He pretends not to hear you.
No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager.
He's very animated all of a sudden. This seems like a touchy subject.
I have 3 cafeterias to manage. 3. Sylvie tends the bar here, not me. She just, you know.
Ну, ты знаешь.
His eyes dart from left to right. This man isn't lying, but he is hiding something.
So now you're a cop. Oh, forget it.
Понятно. Ну, давай с приятелем нашим поговорим.
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting for someone. As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting. On the sleeve of his bomber jacket, as well as on its back, are the same enigmatic white rectangles as on your blazer.
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
You realize he is waiting for your name.
Концептуализация. Придумать себе имя.
Concentration makes you squint your eyes. Your name should be deep gold and orange, like a forest fire looming on the horizon, but mixed with the stench of liquor rising from your breath. You're 2 steps closer to it, but there are still many to go.
It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here?
What he means is, he has been trying to meet up with you for 2 days, but you have been otherwise occupied.
If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. Now that I'm here as well. I understand the scene is out back, right? It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force. Have you mapped out the initial interviews?
Да, полиция, да. Мне известно, что такое полиция. Я полицейский, конечно. Продумал, а как же?
Good. But even if you haven't, we'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's case. Have you removed the dead body from the tree?
Тело? Какое тело? Не люблю тела. Блин, мужик, ну ты понимаешь, ну типа...
So, the body is still in the tree, where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner.
Что если я тебе скажу, что я не настоящий полицейский? Почему ты такой уверен, что есть полиция? Но я ничего не помню. Тогда двинули.
After you, officer.
If you're about to embark on an investigation, shouldn't you have a badge?
You mean you don't have a badge? Losing your identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave. You can use it to report your badge missing. I advise you to try to locate it as quickly as possible, but getting the body down should still take precedence.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk to him whenever. by interacting with him.
Так, погоди. Быстрое сохранение, это понятно. F5, окей. Все просто. Сейчас подойду. Так. Ну, пойдем.
The man with the unimpressive beard notices you approaching. He drops the ledger he was holding and turns to the lieutenant.
Мне нравится, как выписал. С не впечатляющей бородкой.
Mr. Gart, right? You run this place.
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41...
Предвестник краха. Что золотой и оранжевый, лесной пожар пахнет спиртом. Я сейчас в активном поиске.
Right. Now, I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene. It also took you a while to call us and report the dead body. It was you who placed the call, yes?
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here. I'm only temporarily taking over her duties.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
This sounds like something you can use to call this Sylvie later.
You said you just got here. From where? Are you a local?
What, of Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many cafeterias I manage.
But you still know your way around, yes? In case we need directions.
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here. And I'm not going to start working here again, if that's what you think.
I didn't imply that. Detective.
He probably means this is where you step in and ask your questions. His face expresses profound doubt in your having this.
Да, сейчас будет явно что-то нехорошее.
Ask him about the body's location before asking if he killed him. People give up information in the more innocuous questions, which you can later use in the more sinister ones, not vice versa.
Behind this building, there's a courtyard. They hoisted him up on a tree there. That's easy. See that door there? First you exit through that. Then to your right, you should see a big hole in the fence. A really big one. You can get to the courtyard through there. No need for the keys. The hole is big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry to fit through.
This man means the heavy cavalry of the innocents Franco-Negro, sweeping over the plains and nations of the enemies of mankind. 5th century style, unified currency and the concept of cool came in their wake. They wore lamella and carried guns. But first and foremost, Franco-Nigerian heavy cavalry was really wide. That hole in the fence must be enormous.
Haven't you asked me that already? What is it with you and this woman? She has nothing to do with this. Okay, you got me. She went away because of the dead body out back. And because I asked for her number. That's why Sylvie went away. I hope you appreciate that.
Thank you.
Дело раскрыто.
I asked an employee out. She didn't want to come, but felt obliged to. It was a bad idea. Now, what is so goddamn fascinating about that for you? It's got nothing to do with the lynching.
Бесит меня это, я феминист! Ну просто я дотошный, все связано со всем, не знаю, я просто захотел спросить справедливо, не стал спрашивать.
Good for you. Was there something else? I'd like to get back to what I was doing. I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police. That's your job.
Ну, то есть у них 7 дней какой-то мужик провисел, повешенный на заднем дворе, и никаких вопросов ни у кого не возникло, никто ничего не видел, никто ничего не... Он просто, блядь, там появился, да?
This is it. He said they hoisted him up on a tree. Who is this they? If
Oh, people are saying it was the union dock workers, that it was a lynching. The locals, the customers, the people who eat here, a lot of dock workers eat here.
Что-то не договаривает.
Sylvie told me everyone knows the dock workers did it.
Did the debarders themselves tell her this, or is it a rumor?
I don't really know. You'll have to ask her. I would suppose it's because they have nothing better to do.
You mean the strike?
Yes, the strike. The man they hanged was a security guard for the harbour company, I hear. A mercenary. The unionistas probably thought they'd send a message.
the lieutenant turns the page in the...
Let's go.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real.
Эквилибристика. Незаметно ускользнуть. Ни хера я тебе не должен. А у меня вообще есть эти деньги? Ну давай попробуем эквилибристику.
As you blow this joint, behind you, a whiny voice shouts.
Это, то есть, это сейчас было прям ускользнул, да, незаметно? Просто убежал. Я думаю, будет типа как у Бэтмена. Какую-нибудь дымовую шашку на пол брось и раствориться в воздухе.
Real mature, man. Real mature.
The theme on that pinball machine is a standard royalist theme, used on everything from pinball cabinets to full flavor cigarettes. Clinging to a picture book version of the past century,
Пивка возьму, вот что
waiting
я
for the
придумал.
king to come back,
Точно.
he
Пивка.
cast out all the profiteers and homosexuals. Basically, imagine a yellow plastic crown with a liquor brand emblazoned on it.
Что на трезвую голову расследовать тут какие-то убийства, это вообще не наш вариант. Особенно с учетом того, за кого мы играем. Человек, который до сих пор не помнит своего имени. Точнее, в активном... В активном поиске нового имени. Ой, ваше здоровье. Холодненько.
It comes free with a six-pack of Vermilion Roy d'Or. The words Roy d'Or are stamped into the crown's plastic. The sentiment is called anti-centennial nostalgia, pining for a time before the turn of the century. It's common even now, after 50 years.
Интересно. На самом деле нет. Музыка приятная.
Yes?
Я заметил, что ты за мной ходишь.
Me? I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation. That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know? That's correct.
You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for this,
Подъебнуть этим
but you
лейтенантом.
can't quite muster enough testosterone.
I guess you don't need glasses, then. That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul, so was my grandmother, but from my mother's side. It's not an interesting topic. It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be interesting.
Seoul is a protectionist, isolationist, pan-Isolary state west of the Insulindian
Ну,
Isolary.
очень даже интересно.
Actually, it's quite interesting. Some would even say mysterious.
You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents, and I've never been to Seoul. I'm a regular Revacholier.
A point of pride to him.
No.
The lieutenant nods.
What do you mean? I have no idea what you're talking about.
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary.
I can't say that it does, no. When I need to think, I just use my notebook.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages. We all have our different mediums. His is written.
Good. Let's change the subject. What do you want to know? I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition.
А, писькомерство. Типа начальники двух полицейских участков таким способом хотят выяснить, чей участок лучше? Понимаю.
I don't know. I assumed you were in on it.
Знаешь ты, чего я участник? Ретроградной амнезии. Где? Че?
That's good. It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim. Was there anything else you wanted to know about the case? No, it's not a particularly mysterious case. The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that.
Замешано на сексе. Конечно. Эротическое удушение. Именно поэтому он 7 дней там уже кайфует, висит.
I'm relieved that you agree. Anyhow, let's get back to the case. Was there anything else you wanted to know? Good.
Нахер полицию? Миленько, миленько. Самые крепкие мужчинки. В номере приведен список самых крепких 10 мужиков. Джам Джеймс — популярный музыкальный журнал. Добро пожаловать в Равашоль.
Welcome to Ravashol.
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago. Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you. It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this.
Да, это больная тема для него. Явно больная.
What he means is, fixation on the Revacholian nation makes it harder for Revachol to actually attain self-determination.
Oh, come on, man. I just said welcome to Ravashol. It's a lorry driver thing.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here, that I should watch myself and behave.
Нет, по-моему, он просто сказал добро пожаловать в Равашоль.
But you see, I'm an officer of the RCN. It's actually my job to make sure you behave. I would advise you to remember that.
На пустом месте начал бычить.
Silence. The air between them becomes tense.
Мне нравится, что уже как бы клеймо дальнобойщик-расист.
Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
You two make a cute couple.
The lieutenant exhales and resumes.
Whatever you say, officers.
He smells of heavy motor oils and his breath of high tar content cigarettes, probably Astra Whites.
Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation. The strike? Oh, they've been at it for a while. A month, 2 months maybe. But this here is just the last week or so. Apples?
Apples is exactly the kind of thing you'd say if you had something to hide.
Yeah, apples? I take it you had other questions? It's about biological determinism, natural law, the sorting of the races. Not the most popular topic nowadays, with the coalition in charge and all. You might want to change the topic. That is, bury your head under the sand like common sheep.
I'm not the only one. Look, I've read books. The science of racial theory has all been proved, even if some people don't want to accept it. People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally, we Occidentals should be in charge. Obviously, you can see the merits in that. So, lately we Occidentals have experienced an unfortunate
Ясно. Что ты там
downturn
еще
when
надумал, ну-ка?
members of the superior race cease to believe in their innate superiority. They stop competing for resources. This concerns you, policeman, so you better be vigilant. The damned kips are showing up good lately. Same with the mosquitoes. And the other intruder species too. They're on the precipice of cultural victory.
Cultural victory? What is this then?
It's what the kips of Boogie Street are going for, right under our noses. And the others too, on the radio. Heard any chansons lately? Heard any motetos or leader? No. Dominating culture is how they plan to win. It's true. Also, you need to realize the dangers of mixing races. Who knows what might happen if people don't stay in their birthplace? You might end up with a new sub-race, with unknown characteristics, leading to extra competition. That's why you've got to control the offspring. Go right ahead. You may be a cop, but that won't help you avoid the calamity to come.
Lieutenant Kitsuraga's stern expression remains unchanged, but you sense something there. Not a lot of moral fiber on this one yet, he thinks, wriggled out of it.
Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo. Apples.
Apples is
Look, as detective. I come from a long line of lorrymen. We got ancient rights and privileges. Oh, I'm here to pick up a load of fucking apples, man.
Ебучий груз яблок.
Koiko picked apples.
Koiko may be another derogative for a person from Grad, you think.
Yep, it's one of their main exports. They grow him down South Yekokata. A beautiful place. Got great scenic vistas.
In fact, Yekokata is a desolate wasteland whose name literally translates to Zone of Ecological Catastrophe. It features no scenic vistas and supports virtually no plant or animal life.
Yeah? Says who? Then, I guess they grow apples somewhere else. You can never really tell with those koikos. They're everywhere, except their own homes.
He means the people living in Grad.
Yeah, you know, Gradniks, Gradvolk, those degenerates from Grad. 'Cause that's what they're all called. Koiko Pichik, Loslav Koiko, Koikovich someone. Low self-esteem those guys have. Mind you, they look Occidental, but they're not really like us. Hey, if the name and description fit by the very grace of nature, who am I to say otherwise?
Так. Жарковато как. Все равно жарковато.
Did you miss the part where I said they aren't here yet? Besides, even if I did have some, I wouldn't go putting my nose in them, huh?
Relax. You've got all you can get here. He probably doesn't even know what he's hauling, even if it is something unsavory. So he'd remain unaccountable.
Мне нравится, у меня внутренний голос осаждает такой, да все, ты сделал все, что мог. Больше информации от него не получишь.
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with? We don't see a lot of police around here, that's all. Of course. What can I help you with? Excuse me? Oh, well, I didn't write it there. I'm just sitting here. I don't know anything about that.
Pig is a widely used term for members of the police. It's not loving.
No need to worry. We are not saying you did.
Okay. Well, I didn't. Me? I am just a gardener. I am working. I have a greenhouse in the yard there. I've been trying to get some work done. Well, as you probably know, there's a corpse hanging from a tree there. It smells pretty bad, so I have to take breaks.
Don't worry, miss. We are here to clean it up. You can get to work soon.
Thank you. My head is about to explode from all the salts I've had to inhale.
Salts? Ammonium salts. Perhaps useful for later.
Since the street sign's messed up? Okay. What do you need? It's there. In the yard, right through the hole in the fence.
Even all the way over here, there's a drop of death in the spring air.
What do you mean? Yes, sir. District of Martinez. This intersection is called Roundabout North.
He knows where we are. He just wants directions.
Лейтенанту кажется неловко, смотря на то, как вы дезориентированы.
No problem. Of course.
If there's a corpse, then you're going to need those gloves for the autopsy.
Sure. Keep them. I have another pair.
Смотрите, лжец, сообщить о том, что потеряли удостоверение, вызову участок, чтобы сообщить убийство. Искомерение.
Before you stands a motor carriage. The bodywork is covered in blue and white livery, bearing the number 57. Vapor emanates from the large engine on the back of the vehicle. It hasn't had time to cool off yet. This must be the infernal machine that tore you from oblivion. The Caprice Kinema motor carriage. In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook, a pull-out toolbox under the seat, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge. A scent of leatherwork and heavy fuel oils washes over you. A metallic drawer slides out from under the seat and clicks into place. The tools inside are neatly organized.
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not protective of my tools, like some men are.
Монтировка с красным наконечником, болторез обретенной рукояткой, фонарик где-то в машине.
It's robust, weatherproof, and well made. Police issue, blue. Lets you see things in the dark you would... The pry bar feels nice and cold in your hand. Heavier than you'd think. Useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids. The handles are long and sleek. Snap, snap, go the cutters in your... You can do good work with the pull-out toolbox. Slides back into its nest. Preheat. The frequency tableau lights up, and the green button labeled Prime Line glows like a feline eye. The soft purr of electrical kittens. Radio waves cast far and wide over the metropolis. A woman's voice greets you.
This is Precinct 57. Hello, Lieutenant. How may I assist you?
Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the 41st precinct here. I'm putting him on.
Operating the radio is easy. Just be confident. You've probably done it 1,000
Дельта
times.
10, ответьте огнеходцу, прием.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Under the green prime line, a yellow saved button catches your eye. You wonder what the lieutenant's default radio station is.
Just a second, officer.
Ten 2, 10-5. This is 41st. Come in. Over.
The man uses relay code. You've got this. You're a cop, and cops know relay code.
10-4, message received. 10-5, relay message. What's your status? Over. 10-18, state your message, sir. 10-9, over. 10-4, message received. This is a very serious situation. I need to 10-22 the captain. Over.
Is it him? What does he want?
Says he lost his badge and needs to report it.
He what? He lost his badge?
This is Communication Officer Jules Pidieux, sir. Over. You mean your partner? Over.
What is he saying?
Блять, какой-то дебильный диалог у них.
He's asking who you are.
I'm his goddamn partner.
It's your partner, Satellite Officer Wittmar, sir.
Did he lose his memory along with his fucking badge? Who lost his badge?
Еще один перс... Сколько там людей со мной разговаривает?
Dick fucking Mullen. Who do you think?
Отлично, нас зовут Дик Малин.
It's Officer Dick Mullen from the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity.
Dick Mullen is not your name. It's the name of a fictional detective who would not lose his badge.
Ну а чё, давай себе это имя возьмем. Хорошее имя.
Defend yourself. Immediately. They're laughing at you.
Ten 4, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your misplaced badge. Over.
Fuck me. Mac, come here. You've got to hear this. Dick Mullen lost his badge.
What's going on?
Еще один, блядь.
Super Cop here lost his badge.
He lost his what now? His badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge.
He asks you to please stop saying he lost his badge.
Why? Did he find it?
Sergeant Person was wondering if you found your badge yet.
Нет, я его не нашел, вы заебали.
You don't have a comeback. Sorry. It's hard to think like this.
He's not replying. Looks like he's still looking for it. 10-9, come again. I didn't get that. Over.
New heights even for Captain Sober.
Ask him. Ask him if he's lost his gun too.
Блять. Сука.
Sergeant
Неловко.
Person wants to know if you lost your gun too. Over.
Check your pockets. check your... Holy fuck. You don't know where it is, do you? Okay, it's gone. Your gun is most definitely gone.
10-9, coming officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering about your gun. Over.
Even before you can get the words out, everything gets scrambled in your brain.
He says he didn't lose his gun. Or his phone, whatever that means.
Ask him to describe it. His gun, not his fun. His gun will do.
Сука, блин, заебали.
Satellite Officer McLean requests a description of your weapon. Over.
It's a single shot kill A9. An armistice to be precise.
Says it's a kill 9mm armistice.
Armistice? What, is he a fucking... Clearly he doesn't have his Villiers anymore. Dear God, he lost his gun? Oh my, I can't...
Вот уроды, сука. Что-то как-то день не заладился вообще. Согласен.
Mac can face a giant of cocoa noodle by himself, but Disco him piss his pants.
Oh, I can't. Fuck. He lost his... Ask him if he still got his wiener. Oh, man.
I'm not going to.
Я не буду это спрашивать.
Ask him.
Sergeant Orson here is wondering if you are still in possession of your genitalia.
Я письку тоже потерял. Забыл его у мамки, когда в зад я еще передумал. Ответ.
That's a negative. Not going to say that. Over.
Сука. Это, блядь, и это, блин, сука, сотрудники полиции, между прочим.
What's he saying? Share with the class.
He said he sodomized your mother.
The prick ate Mama's vanilla waffles at the captain's birthday party. Some nerve he's got.
Sure her vanilla waffles were the only thing he ate?
Shut up, Chester. This isn't funny. This is my mom we're talking about.
А, ну конечно, теперь уже все как бы серьезный сразу стал, да? А то, что человек потерял свое табельное удостоверение, это действительно, это не как бы над этим можно пошутить, а как про мать, это уже все, извините.
Tell him to apologize right now.
Что, прям сразу извиниться?
Sergeant Orson requests that you apologize for the claims you made about his mother. Over. He says he's sorry and didn't mean nothing by it.
Okay. Tell him
to find his goddamn badge and gun. That's the only thing that matters here.
Согласен. Заебали. Единственное, что имеет значение, это то, что оружия и удостоверения нет.
Satellite officer. 10-4, affirmative. Officer is in pursuit of his...
Oh, God,
Officer, do you need further assistance? Over. Okay, 10-4, sir. I hear you. Relay your question.
Wait. Before you say anything stupid, think it through. You're going to be looking at a straitjacket if you tell everyone you lost your memory. Be smart about this. Ask if he's there alone.
10-4, sir. I'm not hearing your question. That's a negative, sir. I got 10-12. Visitors present here. Over. Understood, sir. Roger that. 10-10. Over and out.
Да уж. Такой себе у нас разговорчик, конечно, с ними получился, прямо скажем. Больше ржали, чем какую-то полезную информацию выдали.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic. No, these tracks are not interesting at all. Let the street sweeper just sweep them away. Hard to say. Your vision is blurred and you're having difficulty concentrating thanks to your relentless hangover. Cop habit. You look at everything. This isn't case related.
Как вообще можно найти крошечный кусочек пластмассы в таком огромном мире? Может, на то значение надо все мне чудеса случаются. Кто-нибудь должен знать, может быть местный профсоюз, или может кто-то из местного оружия, при всем барменша, который ушла из станции, может так спасите место, соберите всю возможную информацию о пистолете.
Kuno's got this.
If there ever was such a thing as an ugly kid, then this is it. He's almost exquisite in his ugliness, like a gremlin.
Я думаю, ему об этом говорить не стоит. А где второй ребенок? А, на заборе.
Love it in the dick.
The boy is sweating profusely. His eyes are like two black holes and his jaw is twitching as if trying to break free from the empire of his body. The kid is obviously high.
Fuck that! Kuno, yeah, right in the mouthful!
Shits himself?
The rake, Kuno! You should throw the rake at him, Kuno!
The fuck? Does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener.
We shouldn't do anything. I don't tempt such forces. You will see.
The language these kids are using, pure unfettered id. There will be no reasoning with those creatures.
The fuck are you talking?
He's calling us Kuno! He says we're fucking each other! Kuno, the pig's getting pretty close to me. Come to snuff my shit out. Looks like it's time for me to go, Kuno. Pig's come. I'm going away for a long, long time, Kuno. Going away for life.
What's going on there? Fuck are you trying to pull, pig?
I come from the woods, good Davidu. You don't want to go there with me. You don't want to see what I've seen.
Don't be traumatizing her.
The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look human. It's swollen and ready to burst. His lips are fish-like and his tongue like a ball gag in his mouth. You seem to be holding your breath. A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in, even through your clenched nostrils.
Active decay. It's okay to throw up, officer. No one is judging.
He's about to blow. Cop's gonna blow, Kuno. Kuno?
The smell is repulsive. It pushes in from your mouth, more instant and more familiar than anything you'd expected.
Нет у него
More
стойкости, к
flavors
сожалению.
over. It fills your mind, flushing you from within. Too late. It's impossible to keep in. Your body curls and pushes it out, burst by burst, until a pool of vomit lies under your feet and your throat stings from the stomach acid. The smell of Commodore Red rises from the pool. Among it, distilled spirit and bits of shish kebab.
It's okay. Happens to everyone. Keep it. The hangover is clearly making this worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head. If you can handle the headache, some officers use it to deal with cadaverine odor. I can't handle the headache.
It's more likely he can handle the smell, unlike you.
That young woman, the gardener, mentioned she used salts for the smell. If she doesn't have any, there might be some in the fridge store nearby.
Acquiring ammonia will provide a modifier to the white check. Modifiers make checks easier and allow you to retry them.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here. Heavy workers' boots with reinforced toes and hobnails, all over the yard. Isn't this something an industrial worker would wear?
Noted.
Maybe more than 12. No, 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud. 1. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 46. 2. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 44. 3. Hobnailed work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 43. 4. Standard work boot, number 45 or 46? You don't know. It's a miracle you can tell the prints apart as it is. The cold must have preserved them. 5. Another standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 44. 6. An aberration, light as air, even pace, same make of boot, but number 41.
Ну, 41.
Impossible to tell. Could also have been an adolescent. The gait is undeveloped. You're not bad. It's as if the whole world darkens. Everything else has a thin film of unimportance on it, and the tracks burn in the middle of it, in a strange, beautiful way. 7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot, number 46. But the imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms.
Нихера себе.
8. And yet another
Здоровяк
standard
какой-то.
boot, number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole, however. The right sole is smoother, more worn.
How many?
8. 400 миллионов.
I was pretty off then. I counted 20. I never got the hang of it. Hyperopia. Do you see anything out of the ordinary? A woman or a kid? Okay. How do you know?
He knows it's hard to discern sex from a person's gait.
Understood. Anything else? 200? Could it be the combined weight of 2 people, one carrying the other who's tied up? Let's say
Ну, может быть, он как раз тело нес.
Similarly built, soon to be dead man.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Possibly, yes.
But why?
Yes, they could have used a makeshift stretcher or just march him up to the gallows. Even easier to carry on a stretcher, or between two men. Anyway, it's for future consideration. What else can you see? Interesting. Let's name it the Old Soul. Someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor. Or maybe a drummer? No, it's not. Forget I said it. We are not looking for a drummer. Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out the right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right. We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent, no? You're right. Let's keep a low profile. A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller, who reported the hanging.
It is not impossible.
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashol. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
Indeed, they all stood in a row here and looked at the tree. Yes, everything fits so well. Carried him over, hoisted him up, watched him hang. This is easy. The lieutenant's eyes narrow.
Either way. What else?
Hello again, officer? Sure. I'm done. Go easy on that stuff. It gave me a terrible headache.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is the ammonia only makes it worse. The combination forces tears out of your ducts. The second time, not so much. When the vomiting is done, your cheeks are wet with tears.
Дельно, что я могу сказать?
Nor does the wind right now. I've seen strong men turn themselves inside out for hours. You are facing tough odds here. Alcohol withdrawal makes it considerably harder. I've seen captains puke their guts out. It never gets easier. You never get used to the smell. Every Monday is cadaver day. Throw up, investigate. Throw up, initial autopsy. Throw up, baguette. Then drive to the station. Maybe throw up on the way there if you didn't bag the thing tight enough. I think I've lost my sense of smell.
A white lie.
Not being hungover helps too. This is a two-man assignment because it needs 2 officers to complete. I need your help. You need to get your shit together. We should go talk to the locals. Find something else to do while the wind changes. It's pretty bad right now.
You've gained a thought. When this dialogue is over, go to your thought cabinet and internalize it for special bonuses and effects.
Шкафчик мыслей интернализируйте.
Give it half an hour. Get yourself together. Then come back and have...
Ну а что, он 7 дней висел, этот труп, правильно? Еще немного повисит. Ты тряпка. Это не к лицу, не к полицейскому, не к человеческому существу в целом. Тряпке надлежит прежде всего собраться, привести в порядок эту мягкую, расхлябанную массу, чтобы вывести себя из состояния тряпки. Собери яйца в кулак и держи не менее 30 минут, а потом сделай нечто подобное полушариями своего мозга. Поговори с людьми, вдруг поможет. Тряпка собирательства. Хороший навык. Хороший.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse.
Я понял, ладно. Туда мы пройти пока не можем. Книга про паштеты. Это что там такого на целую книгу?
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open. Are you interested in a new and exciting book? It's a bookstore, sir. We sell books, postcards, and some board games. It's called Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Books,
Открытки.
postcards, easy. Even a kid would know all of this. Don't be a fool. As an expert, it's your duty to tell what you know to everyone.
Так, я уже принял
Sir,
решение.
are you okay? You've been standing here silently for a while now. Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books. My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She owns the store. She's inside minding the register or organising the stock. Feel free to step in and browse our wares. I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. Thank you, sir. I'm happy to help Mum out with the store. I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running. Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed.
There is stress and unease behind these words. She's reciting etiquette.
Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed. Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go... Exactly, but we've been doing fine so far. They shouldn't be, but they seem real. Anyhow, they say that these grounds are doomed for businesses. Of course, sir. Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying to solve a crime and catch the criminals. And it's kind of like a puzzle too. You can guess who the criminal is or how the good guys are going to catch him. You don't look much like a policeman. Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't
Ну
look
так
like Dick Muller.
удостоверения этого у него нету. И оружия тоже. Как он докажет, что он полицейский?
Head, yes.
No, your mind. Not head, child. Heads.
Isn't that very dangerous? Unlike you, sir. He's just a fictional character. He's no match for you. Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. Like in the books.
Хорошо, сейчас я что-нибудь дедукцирую.
You fail to deduce anything She waits intently.
Я детектив, и моя дедукция позволяет делать, что ты девочка.
It's okay, sir.
Despair creeps into you, getting fat on your weakness. Whatever noble intentions you once had as a police officer, it's eating them all up now. You're still coming up with sentences. That's a step up from total annihilation, right?
I don't dispute that you have been charged with protecting the people of a particularly challenging district. But poverty does not make one a loser. Poverty is just poverty.
Nothing you can say would make you feel any better now. Cop gives up the detective genre for social realism. Another police officer resigned from the RCM following.
Да ладно, серьезно? Просто конец игры, плохая концовка, он просто закончился как полицейский, такой, ну его нахуй, я сваливаю.
There he still is.
Так, ну пойдем еще раз с девочкой поговорим. Но в этот раз, я надеюсь, удача будет на моей стороне.
Hello, sir. Step right in. Are you interested in a new and exciting... It's a bookstore...
Books? Don't be a fool.
Sir. Okay, sir. My name is... Feel free to step in and... I'm signaling that the store is open. Thank you, sir. I'm happy to... I do my studies at home at the... Mum says it's...
There is stress and...
Mum says it's peach. Cursed in the way that makes... Exactly. But we've been doing... They shouldn't be, but they seem real. Anyhow, of course, sir. Crime fiction is about murders. And it's kind of like a... You don't look much like a police... Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just head.
No, not head, child. Heads.
Isn't that very unlike you, sir? He's just a... Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. Like in the books.
You failed.
Да
to
блядская
achieve
ты
anything
тварь!
subs-
Сука. Я это говно выполню.
Hello, sir. Are you interested in a new and exciting book? It's a bookstore, sir. We sell books,
But don't be a
Sir. Okay, sir. My name is... Feel free to step in and... I'm signalling that the... Thank you, sir. I do my studies at home. Mum says it's...
There is
Mum says it's peachy, cursed in the way that may... Exactly. But they shouldn't be. But they... Of course, sir. Crime fiction is about You don't look much like a policeman. Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. Head.
No, not head, child.
Isn't that very unlike you, sir? Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir.
The girl.
Ура! Наконец-то!
Folded.
Наконец-то!
Why is that?
What do you mean, sir?
She looks around anxiously. Her hands remain folded in front of her. The lieutenant stands by, looking at the two of you with little interest. She brings out her reddened hands, her nails frayed, nearly chewed down to the flesh.
And you knew this from me keeping my hands folded? Well, that proves nothing. Anyone could do an easy deduction like that.
She nods, half provocative, half enthusiastic.
Maybe so, sir. Okay, I know it's a bad habit, and I shouldn't. It was okay, sir.
There's more that can be achieved here. Ask her to do the same.
You're quite sober.
The lieutenant does not flinch at the comment. He does not flinch even a single bit. He is intensely not flinching. It takes effort.
Я понял, он не моргает.
Because you usually aren't. I'm sorry, sir. I hope things get better soon.
There she stands, swaying on her feet, assaulted by the early spring breeze. She smiles at you. There's something you're missing.
Oh, kings and queens and generals of old, or artists and writers, or musicians, those kinds of people. There's usually something extraordinary about them.
Что?
I think that's why people read them, to find the secrets of their fame.
Seems like most people who read those books fail to get more famous from reading them.
But it does make the famous people more famous. Why would they do that, sir? You're not that old. Maybe you'll do something really important, something that wows the world. Yes, sir. It's the type of book where there's a rich lady and she has to choose between the good man and the bad man. Or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir. It happens, but usually the guy gets rich in the process. Or should actually be rich himself, but has lost his family property unjustly, like during the revolution or something. Those are unhappy books, for most of the pages. People sad about what they have lost, but then it all turns out just fine in the end. I haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask Mum. I'm sure she can help out. Anything else you're curious about? Maybe some about other books? Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
You have absolutely no
А если я так буду? 8% шанс все-таки есть. Может быть, мне получится эти 8% превратить в 100%.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here?
You have absolutely no idea. Familiar? How?
8% шанса. Я буду пробовать дальше.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here?
You have absolutely no idea.
Не, ну если бы было 0, то было бы 0. Но 8%, то есть мизерный шанс, но он все-таки есть.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here?
You have absolutely...
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here?
You have absolutely...
Ладно, еще пару раз, и все, и на этом. Сойдемся на том, что 8% это слишком мало, чтобы мне повезло.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here?
You have absolutely...
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here?
You have absolutely no idea. Familiar? How? You must have forgotten something you heard again.
Ну, пойдем с мамой ее поговорим. А, погоди. Не, погоди, давай я загружусь. Поговорю с ее мамой, и вдруг у меня какая-то дополнительная информация появится. Тогда, может быть, я смогу выполнить это. А, погоди, еще. Погоди, а что мне нужно? Какой навык?
Hi, Ace Detective.
Внушение,
Are you here for more
да?
books?
Белая проверка, ее можно будет выбрать снова. Внушение 0.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
Уже 17%.
You have absolutely no...
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here?
Because you know...
Oh!
She's been talking to you so openly because you've talked before.
Yes, I stand in this spot all the time. You've been running around all week without your shirt on, sir, apologizing to everyone. I don't really understand what you've done wrong. Of course, you stopped by a few times. You certainly look better than the last time I saw you. No, you don't have party eyes anymore.
Party eyes. Yes, of course. That makes sense.
You know, like a cat in the dark, all big and wide-eyed. It certainly looks odd on a man.
The swiveling eyes of a loony drug addict. That is what she meant. You were probably gurning too.
Небось еще и рожу корчил.
Fuck yeah. You should get some party eyes right now. Snap those sequins on you, boy. Oh baby, That's not what you have to worry about. Worry about the important thing.
I'm glad I could help you, sir.
Ну, а отменить я могу? Отменить уже не могу, все. Ладно, поймали меня. Баба-буй!
Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance. Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space. I am the proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
Говорит высоким голосом, словно пытаясь придать ему проницательности.
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl? Wonderful! Did you talk to her? Great! On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her? My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette.
Хотя бы немножко помогу девочке, чтобы это... Мать ее, похвалила, блин, в какой-то веке.
As a young girl should be, with the proper attitude, she'll have a bright financial future. God, I've told her not to do that. It's such a disgusting habit. She'll get over it. Anxiety. She can, if she has enough willpower. This is what's called growing pains. Life isn't easy. Life doesn't give breaks.
Come on, ma'am. It's obvious she can't do anything about it. You are placing an unnecessary burden on a young child.
Вы поступаете плохо. Это даже мне ясно. Хотя обычно мне ни черта не ясно. Грядет озарение. А как им воспользоваться этим озарением? Просто здесь ни с чем взаимодействовать нельзя. Тряпка собирательства, это, конечно, хорошо. Очки навыков. Или во время разговора я не могу это сделать. Ну, просто тут ни с чем взаимодействовать нельзя. Я как бы не знаю.
She stands stiff and severe, silently fuming. 10 or so seconds pass without she's looking for one, but there simply aren't any good arguments for being an asshole.
Oh no. Hold on. I need to invite her inside and apologize. She must be freezing out there.
Как-то это не звучит искренне.
There. I don't know what to say to you. My husband, he tries to teach me business lessons. I have what my mother called a dull mind. All this stress. Yes, my husband is a successful entrepreneur east of the river. If only he were more involved in the business we're running up here. No matter. Soon we'll both be off for Grand Couronne. It's a proper place to live. One of the most peaceful neighborhoods east of Jamrock. You may know it for its massive housing projects. Most of the buildings are empty at the moment. It's a great opportunity to get ahead of the crowds. Better times ahead for sure. He made the initial investment. Since then, he's been what you might call a silent partner.
Super silent. Almost inaudibly so.
Да, супер. Пассивного. Ну, такого прям, несуществующего.
Yes, I'm afraid so. A real treat she is. It would be nice if she had... No, we couldn't have afforded more children, really. Not in this economy.
A glimmer of sadness blinks through the well-crafted exterior.
We're quite busy people, you know, my husband and I. Quite busy. Children are a lot of work. You don't look like a father. So
А он не помнит, отец он или нет.
I'm sorry. I'm sure you do understand. She's been too busy helping me here. So she studied at home this trimester. This is a temporary solution, of course. I assure you, I of all people understand the importance of education. She will be back in school the moment the store takes off.
And hell freezes over? Never mind. It's not a good topic to get into.
Согласен.
The woman looks aloof. Her features much softer. Occasionally she glances at her daughter's silhouette.
Then why are you talking to me? Everything is on the shelves to browse. Don't you feel compelled to buy anything? See those shelves there? Go, be drawn. Everything is on the shelves. Take a look yourself. The shelves compel you, don't they?
She smiles and nods, seemingly relieved. Volumetric ship compressor.
Так.
Bizarre scientific news from Revachol West today, where a police officer's shit has been observed at a pressure of around
49,5%.
These metallic hydrogen levels of shit togetherness were thought to exist only at the center of collapsing stars, not law officials. It remains to be seen how long the shit singularity lasts.
Мне нравится, это как типа как новость озвучена. Да. Теперь к новостям науки. Сегодня в Западном Ревашоле сотрудник полиции превратился в тряпку на 49,5%. Это рекордный показатель для данного феномена. Почти на полпути к тюфику. Ранее считалось, что такой уровень тряпочности возможен только в каморке уборщицы, но никак не у стражей правопорядка. В данный момент неизвестно, обратим ли этот процесс. Лимит улучшен, повышается до 4 стойкость. Ну, может быть, в этот раз мы не блеванем от трупа. Но это, конечно, маловероятно. Такой уровень тряпочности побороть сразу не получится.
The plaque on the shelf reads, Biographies of famous people. You see a large variety of names, none of which ring a bell.
I would say... The Greatest Innocence. Yes, most certainly. It's an important educational tool, delving into the depths of history, religion, and their relation to innocentic power. A very influential historical figure. But surely I don't have to tell you that. You're a law officer, and law officers have at least some education. The book is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine the universal understandings of the innocentic system, creating a fresh vantage point and a shift in the tired order of things. Certainly, it's prudent for a person to have at least an elementary understanding of history and society. Imagine the chaos we'd be in otherwise.
Вот эти вот выкрики в словах, конечно,
You feel like you should
не
get this
добавляют ей ничего.
Definitely. It's important somehow. There's something personal inside.
Да, но у меня нет денег. Может, у Кима одолжи?
Browsing through all the books with all their names, suddenly, a particularly odd title catches your eye. It reads, High Speed Love, the tragic true love story of Jacob Irv and Alfie Delatraz, by one Cecilia Averbrook. High Speed Love chronicles the romance between two of the finest tip-top tourney racers in history. One of them is the madcap driver, Jacob Irv. His blonde mane graces the cover. Next to Irv's life story, you see a slim biography of an Occidental rock star called the Anti-Star. He's famous for shooting morphine into one of his eyeballs and cocaine into the other.
Интересная схема.
Next to that, Rivasholian
В один глаз кокаин, в другой морфий.
Stands in front of a rundown drug den. He's a permanent fixture on Channel 8, reporting on real-life crime and ruining cops' days.
I really must insist you buy one of the books. Reading them is not for free. Do still browse though, but not too long. I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you.
Она мне все испортила. Я не хочу больше смотреть на эти книги.
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of paranatural literature. Amidst the various books, you find one written by someone named Matthias W. Dundas. It's about wholeness, unity, balance. These three things are very important to the working class mind. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to paid health services. It serves platitudes, while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, the kind people don't have access to and which costs more than this book, is garbage and would only give you cancer anyway, without even curing your cold or anything. Wholeness, unity, balance, on the other hand, can basically take care of anything. Though it is important to note, when it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because of your mind that you're ill in the first place. The book features chapters on topics such as how to find magnesium. It even lists plants you can harvest magnesium from. How to continue drinking if you're an alcoholic who has destroyed his liver. And there's even a chapter on the ancient Seraïs tradition of using duck gallbladder preservatives to treat and prevent sexually transmitted diseases. Pre and post factum apply. Nothing worth buying.
Sir, please, no browsing in that shelf. That wisdom is not for free. I can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next door and stealing my customers. Oh no!
Открыли по соседству магазин для полицейских, переманили моих покупателей. А то вот у тебя покупателей прям полный зал, да? Кроме нас здесь вообще никого нет. Но, блин, ну книжку надо купить, но у меня денег нет. Всем известно, что самое интересное в фашистах — это их магия. Ну да, это известный факт.
These shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the name Dick Mullen. A couple of spook novels hide amidst all the detective books. Thrilling tales of spycraft and daring do.
Oh, crime, robberies, murders, even sexual crimes. We're fortunate to have Dick Mullen and his stories to sort all that out. You're a police officer, apparently. You should buy all of these. They really do teach a person how to be a proper detective.
О, здорово, хлеб, сказал Дик. Ну, естественно, на какой еще фразе ты мог залететь в чат? Мы возвращаемся к стриму по Days Gone.
Crime
И
fiction
тут минут 5
is a
сижу. Ну и сиди
disgrace,
дальше, в чем проблема?
an asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes of the arduous
Ты
everyday
просто
work
ждал
of
подходящего
actual
момента, и
police
он настал.
officers.
Нет, не буду. Ну тогда не сиди.
These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up on leads and eliminate dead ends.
Теперь я буду стоять. Господи, хлеб, иди, стой, лежи. Лети, похуй.
What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year.
Сейчас вообще
coming into
стрим
contact
офну и будешь, блин, в
during the
пустоте
worst
левитировать.
days of their lives. Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of all the books
Ну
found
охуеть
on the
теперь.
shelf?
Ну а как ты хотел? Агрессия, все.
You see Dick Mullen on the job. Get me Mullen. The stalwart adventures of Richard P. Mullen. A killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the murder house. The final case of Dick Mullen. An obvious lie. Dick Mullen in the clock tower. The ordeals of Dick Mullen. Dauntless Dick. Oh no. Turns out he fated to solve a case. Yes, the tragedy calls for Dick Mullen. After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the
Кто
one
такой
question
Дик
that
Маллен?
matters. Who is Dick Mullen? Your quick eye notices a small caterpillar crawling across the spine of a book. The title reads, Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity. A worn paperback from Dick Mullen's classic Hard-Boiled Phase. The premise seems to be that Dick Mullen is framed for the murder of his best friend and has just a few days to prove his innocence. Could it be the motifs of unstable identities and shocking betrayals? Perhaps you're drawn to the dark and noirish atmosphere. Is it because the smoking dame in the slinky red dress on the cover is giving you a hard-on?
Стоит. Что? Нет, вообще ничего
Yes,
подобного.
it is. The bulge in your pants is embarrassingly obvious. Relax. It's not that bad. Also, this means your blood flow is returning to normal. Good news, really.
Ну и как мне теперь с колышком работать?
Something the matter, detective?
The lieutenant narrows his eyes and contemplates the book for a moment.
I would certainly say she fits the description, providing that's your type.
Блин, мне нужно 10 рублей. Ким, одолжи десятку.
Yes?
Мне где-то нужно 10 флорентинских рублей найти.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only. Nothing. Now please go back to browsing the books. Don't you feel compelled to look at the books? The books are all you care about.
She speaks almost as if she's trying to put a spell on you, urging you to buy more books.
Только она не знает, что у меня нету нихуя денег, я вообще ни одну книгу не могу купить, даже если хочу.
Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become.
Как бы она ни старалась, я книги не куплю.
You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stared. This is a traditional Seminese ward, meant to provide protection against ill luck, bad dreams, curses, and other supernatural scourges. Inhabitants of Ile de Fantôme, the Semenine Islands down south. Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fishhead charm at this time. The curtain. Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers. Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous.
Понятно. Типа там что-то такое сверхъестественное, и она занавесила и повесила оберег. Если мы откроем, мы все погибнем. Но для этого существует quick save.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
No, it's just a storeroom for the employees, I told you. Now please step away from the curtains.
Это другое дело. Я полицейский. Мне туда нужно. Я чувствую, когда мне зависно, должен узнать, что за порогом. Поливать вы меня не остановите, их открою, продолжать. Хорошо, я еще подумаю. А, смотри. Не плевать, и продолжить. И хорошо, я еще подумаю, но снова продолжить.
You do? My God, even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir. Thank you. Let's just talk about this first, all right? There's no reason for you to venture into the unknown.
Talking is always good. Go see what she has to say. The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you. The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you. You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little Semenese wards, your shadow looming over it like an omen.
I warned you, you're unleashing forces beyond your understanding.
Нихуя там нет. Абсолютно нихуя там нет. Там нихуя нет, я это точно знаю. Там абсолютно точно нихуя нет.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Semenese trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked. Only an echo. No one is there. A hollowed-out, dark echo. Shoot. Who's...
Погоди, не-не-не. 17%? Я проломлю эту дверь.
The curtains, tattered with... You see...
I warned...
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Semenese trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked. Ow.
Похуй, я ее проломлю. Вы меня не остановите.
Hello again, esteemed officer. And well, I already told you, it's just a storage room for employees. I don't understand why it's so important to you. Just let it go, officer. Go buy some goddamn books. You're supposed to be drawn to the books.
She recites it like it's a poem, or like she's playing a role she's grown tired of.
A spell? As if. This place doesn't need any spells or hoodoo mumbo-jumbo. This place has wonderful energy. Okay, fine. It's just because this place is cursed, just like everyone said. They don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing.
И причем я вот только сейчас сложил 2 плюс 2. На улице зима. Холодно. Но при этом у нее работает этот вентилятор. О, дочка, кстати, внутри. Я что-то пропустил момент, когда она ее внутрь позвала.
Are you happy now, officer? Happy that you've ruined everything?
Host of hosts, she prays. Guard me and my honest business venture from the curse that lurks behind the curtains.
The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease, eating at the very foundation. It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy. It's not just that, officer. We're dealing with something supernatural here. It's the cacodemons feeding off bad business practices and
Cacodемон?
disappointing income statements.
Должна музыка из Дума заиграть.
There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie, lingering presence, as if I was unwanted here. It's not good to talk about the curse, not in detail. The negativism, it's dangerous. Talking about the void wraiths angers them.
Wow. Void raves. You have new words.
Yes, I've contacted numerous parapsychologists and even a pair of Simonese mediators. They provided me with the wards. The wards help to keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies further in the building, even though now I fear it's not enough. Oh, this? No, it's a special Himian amulet, blessed by desert pygmy shamans, with a spell of compulsion. It's to compel people to buy books. There are numerous spells cast throughout the store. I had the books anointed with a different inducement spell, for example. It's guaranteed to boost sales 15%.
Целых 15%.
Desert pygmy shamans. That sounds like a rather questionable way to describe a group of people.
Хотите, я займусь этим делом?
Most certainly not. I don't want anyone who's not familiar with the psychic arts to get involved in this mess. Stay away. Leave the spirits be, so they can return to their slumber.
My liege, you know what this case calls for? A para-detective. Slither up to her, you silver-tongued fiend. Show her what world-class perfidy looks like.
Are you sure? Don't think I haven't seen charlatans before.
Возвратился из бездны. Парадетектив из старинного рода парадетективов.
You're no paradetective. You look nothing like one. And you're clearly a drinker. Pardon me for being so blunt, but...
You look like one. The lieutenant keeps his usual stony calm. He silently picks out his notebook.
How do you know all this?
Here we go.
Меня привели сюда ваши обереги. В моих жилах тоже течет семенинская кровь. Я выходец из бездны. Я способен разнегативить всю негативную энергетику.
You're what, Simonese? Oh, it means our meeting couldn't have been mere chance.
Он, блядь, имени своего до сих пор не знает. А тут уже какие-то у него там семенинские предки. Он уже там парадетектив.
But I am not the only one at risk. I have to think of my daughter. You are certain you can help us? Keep us safe? I can't allow any collateral damage to hit us. If you promise, good officer, then you might be our last hope. Do you swear it? Thank you, sir. There's one more thing I haven't told you about yet. The entity.
Do not act surprised. You know of these things, sire.
You have? The entity takes the form of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you know that she lives inside the chimney?
Дымоход. Ну, конечно. То, что соединяет небеса и преисподнюю.
Yes, that chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains. God knows what she's doing there. Some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the
Ну, вообще на глупость, конечно, оставить духов в покое. Я сюда пришел мешать всем духам, какие тут есть.
Oh, and please do return to me after you've looked round. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse.
What you discover? Probably just some office space. Don't be scared.
Так, ладно. Ну, пойдем посмотрим.
You see a set of tattered curtains. You see a dimly lit room full.
Она же нам ключ дала от этой двери, нет?
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked. After exerting some force, you manage to turn the key. It's eerily silent. The door slides slightly open, letting a draft of cold air.
Качалка. Окей. Пахнет кожей и потом, потому что это качалка. Ну-ка, давай, покажи.
Lies on the floor. The color has worn off its weight plates. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world.
Сейчас гача с духами? Конечно. Мы должны рассудить, кто здесь король качалки. Потому что духи, они как раз не могут покинуть наш мир, потому что они до сих пор борются за титул короля качалки. Мы должны их рассудить, чтобы они наконец отправились туда, куда должны отправиться. Поэтому это великая честь.
There are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard.
You're right. The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then. It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't. No one's supposed to come here anymore.
А, погоди, погоди.
It's dark. And the flashlight works a lot better if you hold it in your hand. Right. Now let's get to it.
Some areas are inaccessible without your flashlight. After you've acquired it, go...
Я понял. Хорошо, что я взял этот фонарик. Все. Ну тут достаточно крипово. О, манекены, ненавижу манекены. Манекены и клоуны. А если еще манекен клоуна? 3 рубля! Я скоро смогу купить себе книгу. Даже 2. Я прям богатею на глазах. Узловой блок памяти. Клоун в чате? Не. Мне нужен... Не, мне не нужен. Ты мне не нужен. Понял? Вот так вот.
This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer.
The radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside.
What he means is that these things cost money. Why would anyone just leave it behind? This is the Ream Civic radio computer, model RC5120, equipped with a Feld mainframe and a Ream-compatible printer.
We had one of these down at the station, but I never really learned how to use it.
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is it's empty like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling, disconnected. The filament you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment. Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking. A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule? Fortress Accident is the company on whose name the terminal you are currently using has been registered to. One moment. Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says.
That's not bad.
Ух. Концептуально.
Any other questions? The filament you have inserted into the reader. Yes. Is that the production schedule? If you are unsure, could you please take a look? Open the hatch on the compartment. Don't touch the wires. A current is running through it, but the core is safe. There's a filament inside. Good. Please repeat the password.
Password? Of course it would have a password. That's why there's a human administrator involved.
I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder Fortress Accident.
I'm afraid we are not doing that.
Now, can you please repeat the password? Received. I will register this login attempt.
Don't worry. Passwords have a way of...
Fortress Accident. Is there anything else I can do? Thank you.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys shine on the keyboard. Nothing happens.
Ладно, с этим мы потом разберемся.
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board. These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins casting wax-based magic. Translucent welkins with organs shining under their skin, and even ether welkins hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. You should adopt one of those welkins as your persona. No longer a mere man, but a welkin. One of the welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however. It's Vara Hamira, a high welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-welkin races will be purged. The Haldor, the Twarg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with welkin, green welkin, dread welkin, and the high welkin to rule them all.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little welkin creatures.
Шепотом. Один из фейфов. Сторонник теории расового превосходства.
Some people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game. This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real. Political commentary. That one has a great beard too. Just look at those details. So much effort.
The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees grown in under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried up riverbeds, abandoned in a
Здорово,
storm.
герой.
Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones.
Так, один момент.
You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, boreal dvorg, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden.
Так, чё, чат специально не выводится на экран? Я не знал, что чат на экран не выводится, но если так подумать, действительно лучше, чтобы он не выводился, чтобы не загораживать текст. Не то, чтобы тут прям часто кто-то писал, чтобы он загораживается, но все равно. Тем более я так сижу уже без чата, сколько стрим идет. Уже 4 с лишним часа, уже похуй, есть он на экране или нет.
Albeit dark and cold, this vision also feels cozy in its own way, like eggnog or morphine, a much-needed respite from our own world. A pinned postcard reads, "The heat death scenario, a desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe." This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money. It looks a bit like an academic calendar.
Dead Island? Да, есть Dead Island.
Minimi stands for a mini-meeting. It's part of a bigger framework for managing work called RUN. Station 41 tried to implement it a few years ago, but failed. As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region.
Побегать Dead Island? Пиздец, ты вспомнил вообще. Ничего более интересного ты побегать не хочешь? Например, в Divinity.
Looks like they didn't make it.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details." The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: "Call in, tune out," "Wirral untethered," and "Heat death of the universe."
Там по нашим задницам бегают. Ну, как бы, и чё теперь, не играть? В Dead Island то же самое будет.
The full text reads, "Heat death of the universe is the new black." Another note says,
там по-уебански все это организовано. Они потом в этом, в Dying Light отполировали это. Потому что в Dead Island там это все через жопу было сделано. Там боевка. Оружие ломается от любого удара и так далее. В Dead Island это как-то по-ублюдски было, а в, блядь, в Dying Light они уже это сделали нормально. Так. Идем дальше.
"This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker, the mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient."
Жаль, что вторую часть нас купить нельзя. Ну, в смысле, жаль. Даже если бы можно было, она стоит 3 косаря. Нахер за нее столько денег отдавать?
The whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic tiles. Very pedantic.
Ну, 2500. Ну, пиздец, ты мне сэкономил 500 рублей. Поздравляю, герой. Теперь обязательно пойду и куплю ее.
History classes, students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization. Those aquarelle blue tiles looked beautiful in the sun. Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic. Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced. You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled the Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants. They must have had massive airwidth. These things don't come cheap. Someone very important. A conductor for the hundreds of story threads that pass through the Game Master's frequency.
Довольно приятный голос озвучки. Ну, естественно, с учетом того, что 90% времени в игре ты будешь слышать его. Поэтому он должен быть как бы не бесячим хотя бы.
Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like.
А он низкий. Говорит тихо. Что-то тебе... Ты сидишь, а тебе бу-бу-бу-бу-бу-бу-бу. Ну, как бы и нормально.
A list of names under the stations suggests people across 6 Isolas would be playing. Muindi, Insulinda, Kotla, Grad, Samara.
Самара, герой. Видал? Вот Самара, вот все. Какой-то Мунди, Островалия, Катла, Град и Самара. Самара даже тут есть.
There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off.
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became. Exactly. This schedule, I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
Nothing. It's just lines on marble.
Погоди, что, типа, назад я не могу? О, там просто еще одна комната была.
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace? Yes, that is the question.
Like he's ready to lay out a fine theory, crafted together like a puzzle box.
It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games, only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers. Not to my knowledge. They make automated games in Graz, Messina, Königstein. You know, places with industry.
Not in Revachol West, among the ruins.
But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an inter-isolary game before. We just don't have the technology. Through call-in stations, none of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game, as long as they have a two-way radio. Then there's the game master frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the stories, functioning as a master of ceremonies of sorts.
Coordinating so many games would take a whole switchboard of people, possibly divided into sub-frequencies.
Indeed, those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the WeWorld board game, with hit death thrown in.
Super cool. Someone should give them
cool.
Millions of real immediately. This game is too good to be left unfinished.
No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard. Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but... Yes, especially in here. Okay, let's keep moving.
Так, погоди, наверх. Тут я на всякий случай сохранюсь, но давай пойдем вниз. Холодильник.
You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost, and the bear's eyes are glowing red. The bear looks oddly realistic. Is it taxidermy? The lieutenant doesn't answer. His eyes are glued to the animal. A sharp slice of light shines out from its mysterious belly door. A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator. The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun.
Of course, just a giant ice bear-shaped fridge.
Ну, форма, да, необычная, но это же все еще холодильник.
Let's take a look inside.
The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge, you pocket the note, and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
You've acquired an interactable item. Investigate this item further by going to the Interact tab in your inventory.
A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge. The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate.
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge. I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice. What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
The fridge buzzes with energy.
Написано в руке записка холодильник. Написано в руке записка на до сих пор хранится. Взаимодействовать.
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Does it say anything interesting?
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active. Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe. You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care. Sulislav.
Sulislav.
Looks like someone from that radio game company upstairs. I'm a little surprised they just left their property lying here. That's a plausible hypothesis. It belongs inside a radio computer, storing its memory. It's like a tape. You listen to disco tapes, right? It's like one of your disco tapes, only for a computer. Some local miscreant, probably. There are tons of them running around in Martinez, ready to stir up trouble. We usually dispatch our junior officers to deal with them. I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the Ice Bear fridge.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney. No one has used it in ages. No signs of any recent fire. Only dead rats.
It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other. Near the echo is so prominent, it's impossible to discern what the voices are saying or what's producing them.
What are you doing? Wait, really? We should investigate, see if someone's upstairs.
Грубая сила. Крикнуть в котел. Эй, есть туда! Пнуть котел.
A hollow ring echoes through the furnace. Your toe hurts. You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure. It's spreading to your left arm, your jaw. Very, very bad. This is all you feel is pain and weakness. Cop suffers from a heart attack. A detective lieutenant of the RCM passed away yesterday. His death, though abrupt, did not come as a surprise to those who knew him.
Мне нравится, что здесь у тебя может игра закончиться вообще в любой момент по любому поводу. О, ну я... Мне просто интересно было, что будет. Я видел, что он типа умирает и использовать хилку, но я решил, что похуй на хилку. На этом я сегодня и закончу. Не, ну вообще затягивает. Вообще затягивает. Куча всяких расследований. Вот эти вот внутренние диалоги, они иногда просто вообще... Вот реплики, которые можно выбрать, и прям сидишь и ржешь иногда с этого.